Love is a gift. It is something that we seek day by day, whether that's friendships or relationships. We definitely do seek it, and it definitely brings a new way of, new sense of happiness, and it's definitely also featured in the monarch's hierarchy of needs. Now, you may look up to people who aren't, a couple or in a, you know, a year amount X amount of years in friendship years. Like people may brag that, oh, we've been friends since kindergarten, or some absurd number of years that they've been together. And obviously, I've gotten 4 points down already, and I feel like some of these points may correlate with why those people are able to have such a successful relationships, or just friendship in general. And maybe you guys may need to apply it too. We definitely glamorize love, especially in movies, books, and you guys may also, I feel like, maybe as kids, currently in this age, we definitely watch like Disney movies or Pixar movies where it involves love, and we glamorize that, and we want that for ourselves. And with reality, how it's sitting right now, it's definitely, that's not how love is currently. But you never know. With these 4 points I'm about to give you, I feel like a lot of people are definitely lost in what they truly are looking for and what needs to be in a relationship or a friendship. And I feel like you guys may need to apply these to your current daily life and look for these specific things in a person, that or what they can help you with. And I feel like it will bring a lot more things. And obviously, I'm not in a relationship, but they say the coaches never play. No, I'm kidding. But this definitely does help with friendships too. And obviously, I have friends. Anyway, we're gonna get into the 4 points, and the very first one. Actually, before I give you the 4 points, I definitely want to say throughout the 4 points, I'm definitely going to give examples on what the points are and give examples on how those are demonstrated. And maybe you guys may have seen them, and especially, during your lifetime, and maybe recently, I'm definitely going to be using those type of examples, and maybe you guys bring a new sense of kind of just realization about love. So anyway, here's the first one, and the first one is desired or desirable. I feel like a lot of people, when they go into relationships or they see someone, attraction is what catches their eye, and it definitely does help, especially in relationships. The act of desirement, people see that and they're like, ooh, I'm attracted to that person. And it doesn't have to be necessarily physical. It could be something that they're doing, which physically it does help a lot, and I definitely do look for that in myself, but also in my standards. And I feel like desire plays a big role, especially if like you're a super romantic person. I feel like being desired to the other person that you're dating is super important, and it definitely feels like I feel the most butterflies. You see the movies and you think they're either on a carnival or some romantic date, and it just sets you in this mood, and it just gets you all like super excited and kind of like nervous in a good way. And I honestly like it, and I feel like people who are really like desired to each other feel like they're the most happy together because they're attracted to that person. And obviously personality definitely does help a lot too, but I think you definitely see it in like older couples. They've been sticking around for 50 amount of years, and they've been married, and obviously they've been staying long term because of their personality. But I feel like being desirable to your other partner, and being desirable yourself, I definitely see like in movies, especially I was watching this movie of Step Up, and Step Up All In. It's like one of my favorite movies, and then they showed like this older couple dancing together, just slow dancing the music, and then they're laughing, and then the woman grabs her man's face and kind of just adores it. And it's a good feeling, but it just shows that they're still together because of personality and what they're attracted to, but they're also interested by attraction physically, and that's super important. Would be another point is appreciation. Now this is something that I have found like something new, and it really comes from a YouTube video by a YouTuber named Mann. Obviously he posts like a bunch of YouTube videos of lessons, and obviously this one came by, and obviously this is pretty important, but I feel like not a lot of people see that. And they're like, once I saw this, I was completely confused, but also like it made sense. And that point is appreciation. I've seen the Mann videos of like his relationship type videos, and about love and everything like that. And something that stood out to me was this video of a woman working hard for her family, and making this whole to-do list for everyone and trying to help out the family in their own way. And the father obviously has no idea, and he's just going through life because you gotta focus on what you gotta do. And I feel like it's appreciation is such a small thing that a lot of people take for granted, and it's something that we need to enforce into and make it a norm. But anyway, the mom or the wife makes does all these things, and she makes her man's favorite meal. It was spaghetti, and the guy was super tired. He came from work, and he's like, spaghetti again? And he was visibly upset, but also really like exhausted mentally. And he's mentioned something like, is this all you really do? And she did all these things because she really cared about him and deeply loved him, that he forgot to appreciate the fact that what she does and what kind of things. And appreciation goes a long way. And if like that person does this thing for you, and they're like, finally someone notices me, and then it makes them want to keep on doing it. And I feel like in couples currently, they do things like out of love, but also I feel like the other person doesn't notice, and it feels like they're unworthy, and it brings all these negative feelings towards people. And appreciation is pretty important. Another point, the third point I would want to give out is understanding someone, like in relationships, understanding the other person. And I feel like you may see this in like relationships, but also like in movies. And movies are really big important. You definitely see like the new Batman movie. You definitely see Catwoman and Batman and the other superheroes you can think of. Maybe even romantic movies. The Notebook or any other. Just think out of your head. You see Catwoman and Batman. They have goals in mind, and sometimes those goals and ambitions and what they see, what they have in vision, they bring it together. And sometimes the other person may not like it and agree with it, and they're like, no, I don't like this. But sometimes when you listen to the other person, instead of going back and forth in arguments and not hearing each other, they try to understand where the other person is coming from. In relationships, I think in just whatever, this is also presented in music videos. One of my favorite artists, NF, he mentioned a lyric like, I think it was like, we talk about the same things, but it means the same, or something like that. And then always trying to say our point, but nothing ever gets across. I gotta find the quote, but I'll pop it out on screen. But yeah, a lot of people just they try and bring out a sense of understanding. And once you finally understand each other and you understand where that person is coming from, you make a compromise. And that's what gets people through tough times, understanding the other person and trying to make things work. When you have two people who like to come to an agreement, and obviously I feel like everyone tries to get their own way, and it's definitely pretty important, especially if it's you're just confident about it. You're very confident about, you know, trying to make your decision, you know, the leading, you know, you're trying to lead the relationship. But, you know, I think when you finally compromise together, which is another point, obviously, you could get things done so easily, and, you know, there's not so much tension. And obviously tension is gonna come and go, but, you know, when it stays like that, it's a World War III right there. But the last point I want to give out is being supportive. Being supportive, obviously, this comes from, like, you know, both a husband and a wife's perspective, where being supportive is pretty important, especially if, you know, the other person, let's say your partner wants to go after their goals, you know, they want to go after their goals, and just being there for them and being like, you got this, it means a lot to a person, you know. And it's definitely like wifey material or husband material, you know. They support your goals and they want you to win, and obviously when you win, they win also, you know. And being supportive, being like someone that's really supportive, gets you a long way, and is definitely someone that you need to keep around. I saw this through a podcast by the roommates just recently. Like, I just saw the podcast like a few minutes ago. But Aaron or Alpha M mentioned a biggest mistake that a lot of men go through in relationships or marriage, where their girlfriend, and obviously this could be applied to men as well, but his girlfriend wanted to steer him away from his goals, and she wasn't really supportive. And, you know, he wanted to go after his goals, but he feels like he can't because his girlfriend would not let him. And obviously, you know, you need to have people that are supportive and want you to win. And once you win together, and, you know, that's the good thing about relationships, you know. But it definitely comes with a lot of mental and a lot of physically, for love to succeed. And obviously, when I mean by desired, back in the first point, about desired for friendships, I think it's not necessarily physically, but it also can. But I think mentally, how you're attracted to someone's mind, that you want to bring them into your life. You're like, yes. But hopefully you guys did enjoy that video, the 4 points of what I think love is, and maybe something that you guys can refer to. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.